Fast RMX.
Alright, we should be live. We should be live on YouTube.
Me.
Getting ready to start the New Year's festivities. This is it, Derek. This is it.
This is the final home stretch.
Yep. This is the night we wait for every year.
We were watching I Love Lucy. This episode where Lucy got a chance to be in a movie, and the director kept getting like frustrated with her and kept like slightly changing the role so the role would just be easier and easier to film until he was ultimately like, okay, instead of doing all the stuff where like you die, we're just gonna start the scene and you're just dead.
Oh.
And he was basically trying to just like make it as easy as possible for the fact that it wasn't moving along. And he was like, I'd like to finish this picture. It was like, she was like, because she was all bummed about like, well, I told my friends I was going to be in a picture, and they're not going to see me, you know, because at first she was supposed to like be on stage and then like get shot and die and like fall over dramatically and die. And he was like, okay, well, let's try this. And he was like, okay, well, we'll just have you dead. And so she's like laying down all dramatically like on the stairs. And he's like, no, lay like face down. She's like, no one in the pictures lays face down when they're dead. And he's like, you're right, I got it. Never mind. Let's do this instead. I've got a better idea. He like puts her on a stretcher with like a sheet over her.
Yeah.
So that again she can't act and mess it up. And you know, but she's like, I'm just so bummed because, you know, like I told my friends I was gonna be in this picture. My friends back home. And you know what it's like with friends back home. He's like, oh yes, I know what it's like with friends back home. And she's like, but I have this problem. And he's like, and I have a problem too. What's your problem, mister? He's like, I want to finish this picture before the year ends. I turned to Liz and I was like, well, he's only got like 3 hours left.
Man.
But it is time.
It is time. Yep. I got my
What
NES
else?
games ready to go.
I got my Nintendo Swastika games.
Ooh.
Because you know damn well the whole point of every console is to play the previous generation console on it, not its games.
I've been using it
So
for
now
that.
Switch,
Yeah.
so now that Switch 2 is out, it's time to play Switch 1 games.
Exactly. Yep, this is never... Yeah, there has never been a better time.
With faster load times and faster and more stable frame rates and higher dynamic resolution scaling, tis the time to play your Nintendo Switch titles. Your Nintendo Switch titties. Fast RMX.
Yeah, I think that was the very first Switch game I played.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I bought it the night of.
I remember I had something weird happen. Like, I think Walmart gave me some kind of, like, credit. So I ended up getting that game for free. Do you remember me telling you that?
Not really. Like you got a gift card type thing by accident? Like
Well,
a
they
Nintendo
sent
eShop
me...
type points card?
Yeah, well, they sent me a credit for, I think it was because my console arrived late or something, even though it kind of didn't. Like, it still arrived on time. But...
Oh, like they guaranteed it would be their, like, launch day, and instead it was supposed to show up on the second day, but you still got it on launch day or something. And then in advance, they were like, I'm sorry, here you go.
Yeah, here's a $20 credit to make up for that. So it's like, okay, great. I think that game was $20, wasn't it? So
Yeah, I feel like it was 15, but maybe it was 20.
it might have been. Yeah, I can't remember. But I know I bought it with that credit, so I kind of got it for free.
Neat.
Yeah.
Curious to try the new one, but I think it's like a $40 release, and I'm like, I mean,
Yeah.
to it eventually. I'd like to play more of the OG one, the one on the Wii. I think it's just called Fast Racing, F-A-S-T race, F.A.S.T Racing. It's a tilt sensor game, but it's not horrible. So I'd like to try some more of it. I have a demo of it on one of the Wii's.
Oh yeah.
Because I had a eShop demo. I'd like to try more of it. I haven't found like a, I haven't looked up like a tutorial of like, here's how to do like WiiWare injectors and like install shit. I just haven't done that yet. I do know some cool stuff with WiiWare.
WiiWare.
WiiWare. We would like to wear. We would like to wear. We would like to wear.
Happy
We
New
would
Year,
like to
Ted.
wait. Hello, person.
Yeah, yeah, if you're on the East Coast, it's already the new year for you.
You're in the future, apparently.
You're in the future. Yeah, isn't that weird how you can be... Well, this is the way time zones have always been, obviously, but yeah, you can have...
Yeah.
You can be in one place, but somewhere else, it's 2 hours later, or 2 hours earlier. It's like, how does that work? But it's time zones.
Which technically means that everybody's birthday is incorrect. Everybody's birth time is incorrect. Except for people in Europe or whatever, like people in Britain or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. So Derek, what about 2025? How was it?
I've been thinking about it, especially as I've been going back and listening to some of the other videos, and the 2020, the 2019 into 2020, we had like some really good talks about like some life stuff in there. So that was pretty good.
Those are my favorites.
And we covered, going over like the decade itself, kind of ranking different years within the decade.
Because that's the year that the 2010s were ending. So I was like, hey, let's talk about the entire decade as a whole. Let's think back to it, and yeah.
So it was interesting to hear us like kind of discuss like these are certain things that made this particular year like better or worse than other, adjacent years and so on, blah, blah, blah. And overall, like, I don't know, I think I definitely felt like there was a weird sort of like dissatisfaction kind of looming over like the earlier part of this year. But it felt like ever since I left Game Over, it just kind of like a lot of my stress and frustration and stuff just kind of went away. I feel like by the time like by the time like summer came around, and by the time summer was kind of over, a lot of that was done, especially once the writing was on the wall that I was going to leave. That felt different. So yeah, I feel like in general there were ups and downs, but I think because of leaving Game Over and leaving that stress, and kind of finding the value in the like long commute I have now to work, kind of at minimum like hour and a half every day back and round trip, I mean to say, and obviously the fact that Rebecca has become infinitely more enjoyable than she was before. She was kind of this, she was just kind of a crybaby a lot, and she still is, but now like it's a different demeanor where it's like whatever, like you're just being like you're just being a little turd. That's all you're doing. You're just trying to like get a certain response out of us, and so now we can just like ignore her, in a certain degree, and she'll like kind of wrap it up 10 seconds later type of thing. But yeah, ever since she's been able to like walk around, it's just been a lot more enjoyable. And we took that vacation to Mexico with Liz
that
and
did
Mom.
happen this year.
Yeah, so it was like all the legal status for like Liz all cleaned up in the beginning of the year, versus tail end of last year was going to be fucking deported, in November or whatever.
That's scary.
Like, oops, sorry, never mind. You're not being deported. You can say, our bad, wrong number, silly us, teehee, enjoy your stay. So it was like there was this different era of like cool, feeling like she belonged, they kind of belonged type of thing in a good way. And then, we took the trip to Mexico, and that was really fun, especially just, physically getting out of work, being away from work, where it's like, minimal stuff that I can kind of do or contribute or whatever, which just felt like really nice. So yeah, in general, it was like that really was kind of a turning point for things. And again, her kind of being able to kind of walk around on her own. Now she's running around on her own. Now she's able to kind of talk, able to communicate a lot better of what she's got like going on or whatever. It's just a lot of the frustrations we had with Rebecca last year are all kind of wrapping up. And yeah, overall, I just feel like I'm just in a much better headspace than I've been lately. And especially hearing, kind of again going back and rewatching a bunch of those videos and kind of hearing my frustrations. It's like there's still certain things that I, brought up in those videos that I still like suffer from or haven't, cleaned up or wrapped up or whatever. But in general, like I just feel like I've been a lot more content in the last like number of months. And I don't think I can complain about that. That's kind of a first in a very, very long while. So, yeah.
Yeah, because you did leave Game Over this year, and you switched back to working at fast food. And
yeah.
And most people tend to avoid fast food. I know I certainly did. But
yeah,
you seem to enjoy it.
Which I get. Yeah, which I get. And obviously, it's just like it's where you work, and working for a comparatively small franchise in a comparatively small company.
Yeah, the people definitely make it for sure.
Yeah, that's the reason why people have been there for fucking, over 20 years. Some of them, the average, employee's been there.
Yeah.
5 to 15 years, 20 years. So that just sets a different tone for like, when the core of the team has a certain kind of expectation of how they want their day at their job to go. The rest of the folks, either kind of get with it or they get kind of pushed out. So most of the folks that are there by the time I got there, want me. So it's been enjoyable. I feel like all the life lessons and stuff that I've learned were, were warranted. And I think that, while they're generally stressful in the moment, like it's been the right thing. So yeah, overall, I feel by the end that I'm a lot more content lately than I've felt in a very long time.
Yes, overall, I guess you think 2025 was a good year for you then.
Yeah, I would like to think so.
Like it was productive. Most of the changes were good. Yeah.
Yeah, and most of the kind of grit your teeth, difficult things led to kind of like better things by the end of it. So yeah, the changes ultimately ended up being, more positive than kind of whatever negative dwellings were before that.
Well, that's happy to hear. I mean, my big thing now though is that maybe I should wait till the next year to mention this, but like the decade's halfway over.
Yeah, think about that too.
Yeah, the 2020s is halfway over. We're moving into the second half of the decade.
Yeah, officially.
These years are just flying by.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. It's like yes and no, but yeah, I guess so. Obviously we've discussed a bajillion times how, 2020 through early 2022 kind of felt like one big, long, greasy year.
That was definitely
and that definitely didn't go away. And then personally, just because I worked myself like a fucking dog for like 4 years, from 21 through like 24, that was definitely a really weird time where, it was like every day felt excruciatingly long, but then as a whole, like, well, there goes the year type of thing kind of hit. So I don't know. I think now, I feel like now with my new setup, like things are a little more kind of structured, and I feel like I've been making a better point to kind of get more sleep lately. So that kind of changes the feel of like how the day-to-day goes. But I mean, it's about to be 2026. That first half is over. It really is.
is.
Yeah, already. You know, I mean, like, I mean, it's just crazy to think that, yeah, 5 years ago we were celebrating the end of 2020. You know, I mean, like, 2020's gone. Yeah.
And we're like, fuck that shit. Hope that shit gets better. And
Yeah,
then
good
2021
riddance.
was mostly the same. Yeah, it was finally an actual good riddance that meant something instead of like, this year was pooey for me, poo poo to this year. You know, it's like, no, fuck that. This shit is annoying.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, 2020 was bad for everyone.
yeah.
For real.
But I feel like if you look at the larger landscape of this year, like, I feel like there was a lot of, you know, we kind of mentioned like politics and stuff like that. Like, I feel like there was a lot of negativity in the air this year of just
There is. Yeah, there
politics
was. Still is, yeah.
and identity stuff and war. You know, it's been war for the last like couple years. That's just kind of like popped up in our sphere, and I mean, shame on me. Like, whatever. You know, I feel like I'm just not really in a position to really like care. It's just 100% the reality. Like, me caring doesn't change anything. I'm not going to war. I'm not gonna go out and protest. Like, none of those things
No.
won't have any place or role or any aid or anything like that that changes any of that stuff. So I just ignore it. Whatever. I mean, you know, obviously if my house is getting bombed at some point, that's a bad thing. But I'm in a circumstance where like I just gotta like worry about what the fuck I'm doing, financial stuff, my kid,
Yeah.
you know, my relationship, my family, my parents. Like, I just don't have time to put in any effort to any of that because it doesn't mean anything. I'm not gonna change anything.
Well,
know?
you still have the right to your opinion. I mean, we
Yeah,
all have
you know
those.
But again, doesn't matter, you know. And that's why I get frustrated, like, you know, for like my dad or something like that, who, you know, sits
Yeah,
there and just dwells on all
Just
this like political
consuming
content.
it every day.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not even like
it's-
registered to vote. What? Why even bother? You could be outside, fucking, you know, sipping an iced tea and putting your toes in the grass. But instead, you're like at home. You know, you said you're inside, like yelling at the TV. You know, so I'd rather avoid all that shit because I don't get anything out of it. You know, it's much better to get the summary on what happened at the end of the week than it is to watch all 7 days of the fucking nonsense news that just regurgitates the same negativity. It's just
Yeah,
pointless. So
but-
whatever.
And that being said, though, I mean, you can't deny that we have had a lot of tragedies this year.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, just recently we lost Rob Reiner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, and his son did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, his son murdered, you know, both of his parents. I mean, that's
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a big tragedy right there. Like, really. And that's always like that's every parent's worst nightmare, right? Like, your own child turned against you. You know,
Yeah.
you raise them up to be this. You know, you try to help them, you do everything you can for them, and it's
Send
like,
them out in the world.
yeah, and then like nothing really helps them. They're just always
Come
going
back
to
to literally backstab you.
be literally, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's got to be.
It's funny you bring this up though, because even when I was discussing like the negativity that I was privy to or whatever moments ago, it was like the only reason I know any of that stuff is because of like the push notification and stuff on my phone, or the fact that I use like the Bing app and try to get like points on the Bing app, and so there's points for like reading articles, and I usually don't do them because usually just a bunch of fucking negativity shit. You know, one half of the articles are just going to be like complaining about Trump or mentioning stuff about Trump or whatever. That's the reality of it. But again, without those things, like, it wouldn't be on my radar. You know, I watch fucking cartoons when I watch TV,
Right.
unless you know, unless Liz's mom has the you know, she's watching like this show on one of the networks. It translates to like First Impact, or like, you know, their like Wake Up America, you know, morning show that like covers stuff like that. I wouldn't have any fucking idea that any of that stuff's even going on because I just turn blind eye to it. I don't care. It's not in my wheelhouse. Anything, I'm whatever.
Yeah, I definitely don't blame anybody if they try to tune themselves out of it. You know, because again, I mean, that will definitely depress you for sure. Like, it'll definitely bring you down if you keep, like I said, keep consuming that. And, like, there definitely are people that will just, but they just live it every day. You know, they express it every day, they talk about it, they get emotional about it, and I'm like, I mean, come on. There are other things to worry about, you know, that, but still, there's no denying that some of the stuff going on is definitely tragic. Like, how many other school shootings have we had this year? You know, how
shootings
many
are
other...
super frustrating.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Charlie Kirk thing.
Yeah, that big thing, yeah. You know, again, like, doesn't matter what they believe or whatever, it's like that should not have happened, you know?
Yeah.
There are people celebrating it, and, like, I mean, that's just messed up, you know?
Yeah.
That's what politics is today, unfortunately.
I mean, one win in the political sphere, obviously, is all the freaking Epstein stuff all coming out and being revealed. I mean, that's a big win, instead of just that being, I mean, it sucks that so much stuff is redacted, you know, that, you know, quote, protects, probably in reality, like, protects current people, you know, in the system, if you will, that, you know, would be, like, beheaded the next day or something over it. But that is definitely a win for, again, more truth coming out. Just because, again, it's just a bunch of fucking whatever.
Yeah, honestly, like, I never really, like, up until recently, I never really understood, like, what's the big deal about this Epstein, you know, files or whatever. What's it all about? But then I later discovered that, it involves, you know, children and stuff, so...
Yeah, arguably, like, the most notorious, like, sex trafficking ring type whatever thing in the history of the world, I guess. So, it's just like... And the fact that, again, it is coupled with, you know, thousands of prolific leaders and famous people and stuff that everybody knows doesn't help, you know. So yeah. But again, yay! Another step towards truth. Again, I am not in a position to do anything about it or super care because of that. But again, yay! You know, a step towards truth and the right and whatever. And maybe they'll eventually show. I mean, well, I guess they, quote, don't have security footage of whenever he died, but whatever, you know, quote unquote, don't have security footage, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So there's that type of stuff, and even just our conversation.
There's that political.
See how easy it is to just let that, you know, totally, you know, just
stuff going on in the world.
Diminish, you know, just diminish and distract from whatever, you know.
Yeah, there's always a lot of, like, there's been there's been war stuff going on the past few years now, like over there in the Middle East, from, you know, Israel and Ukraine and Gaza and all that. I mean, that's really been going on this year and last year and too, and like, so that can be a whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
but again, like I said, I'm not in a capacity to help or aid or donate money or have an opinion. So it's just like, it doesn't, you know, I have to just kind of shirk it off, you know.
Okay, well, other things. Video games. That's what we're here for, right?
Yeah. That's the reality.
The Switch 2 came out this year.
Switch 2 launched, and pretty much everybody loved it.
Yeah.
Whether or not it super fully deserved that, I don't know, but everybody seemed to like it. You know, it was a more of the same console, and if that's fine with you, then that's fine with you. You know.
Yeah, the Switch 2 literally is just the Switch 1.
The follow-up.
On steroids. That's basically what it is. It's just an improved Switch.
Yeah, there's been dissatisfaction over the fact that, you know, the display, you know, was not up to par and whatever.
Yeah, it's not LE.
On that.
Yeah, it's not an OLED screen, and I'm wondering if they'll even do an OLED model of the Switch 2.
Yeah, that's the other wild thing. You know, I guess that's the other thing that goes hand in hand with this right now is that we've seen the just the total massive hike in electronic costs because of semiconductor shit, just being so costly
And
for
tariffs.
chips.
That's another big thing. That's another big
and the
thing that
tariffs
happened
thing
this year was
probably
tariffs. Yeah. That's
So
the-
yeah, in that regard, it's like, well, you can't fucking ignore the politics then because fucking the tariffs apply to you, and that's true. I mean, even when I was like Game Over, David kept constantly going like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to keep buying, new replacement third-party accessories and stuff. He's like, all that crap comes from China, and it's just becoming increasingly hard to like buy all that stuff.
Mhm.
He's like, it's not even in the channel. I can't even get a lot of the products that we stock all the time from Hyperkin.
Yeah.
We bring that up all the time this year. So I mean, there's something that something political was affecting, my job or whatever, our sales,
Right.
there's something. So, I mean, it happens, but again, to be over like a shooter that doesn't, what does me going, have to do with bettering that, So, anyway, but yeah, that's an
Yeah.
example of that type of stuff. But
Yeah,
to see all
actually, didn't the
price
like the
hikes.
yeah price hikes? Speaking of that, yeah, like didn't the like Nintendo like hiked up the price of the Switch 2 in some areas as soon as it came out because of the tariffs, and didn't the price of the Pro controller go up and stuff because of that?
That may be the case. That sounds,
'Cause I
I guess,
think
like
the-
something.
Yeah, I think the price of the Switch 2, like, I want to say it stayed the same maybe for the U.S., but I think in in other areas it may have went up a little bit. Maybe
Yeah, I think that's the
Canada.
case. Yeah, I think that's the
And-
case.
And I think also for the Switch 2 Pro controller, I think that was going to be 85, and then they changed it to 90.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Maybe that does
Yeah.
kind of ring a bell now. Say that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, and and there's no doubt things are definitely, more expensive now. Just in general.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
like
price-
gas is kind of chilling out a lot of times, but otherwise, yeah, in general, like most food stuffs and whatever, are just very high. Pretty much any and everything is just really high right now. I guess all the more reason to not be wasteful and just buy the stuff you need, and
Yeah, gas has been hanging around that like $2.50 to $3 mark most of the time for the past year or two. I think I want to say.
Yeah.
Sometimes it
I
may
just know
dip.
it's a common one that a lot of people kind of complain about, like, oh, friggin' gas prices. I'm like, nah, I just buy gas when I need it. I don't know. I don't really pay attention.
Yeah.
It was only recently that I was like, I keep going by this gas station all the time, and it's this like Shell that I want to go to. I'm like, I'm gonna watch and see if it has a decent price. And last week it was like $2.21, and I got it. And then even earlier this week it was $2.21, and then when I decided to get it on Tuesday or whatever, it was fucking went up like 30 cents. And I'm like, there's no, well, the cost of oil. No, people are going to be driving. Let's raise the price. They're going to be going out
Mhm.
into the fucking
Yeah.
whatever to go watch fireworks in 2 days. So let's make the gas more expensive. It's like the same thing with my dad. Like, oh, the price of oil's gone up. I'm like, there's no fucking correlation. Like, they just make it more expensive when they want to. Like, I don't fucking care. Whatever. It doesn't mean anything. Whatever.
Yeah, I've noticed that here too. Like,
There's a war in the Middle East, and it's not $4 like it was in fucking '08. So like, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
yeah, I mean, because even if you take gas prices what they were, like I remember paying almost $4 a gallon back in like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
like
was 15
08,
years
09.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, '08, '09. That was fucking. Gas was like $4.09 or something like that. It's
Mhm.
like it was like California prices every damn day here, and so yeah, it's like there's a war going on right now, and it's not fucking $4. So like, it doesn't fucking make any sense. Whatever. It does whatever it wants.
Yeah.
I don't care. You get gas if you need it. You don't if you don't. Whatever.
Yeah. So.
Just assume every other day it might be 30 cents the next day. Higher or lower, whatever.
Yeah, higher or lower. Yeah, because that definitely
Get
does
more-
happen. Like,
get
I
more
know
sleep.
some stations here were like, most stations here were like $2.30, $2.40. $2.30, $2.40. then a few days later, I noticed that, oh, they suddenly jumped up like 20 or 30 cents, like you said. All of a sudden, I'm like, well, what? Why? and
Yeah.
And that's why, because, people are going to be traveling, But
A lot of it just depends on like where it is. Like for example, like in our neighborhood, there's like one kind of last gas station before there is another gas station for like 10 miles, and that one just puts whatever price they want because they know they're the last one. So if you just like go around the corner, they're like 40 cents cheaper. It's like the Chevron that is just like way higher than everyone else.
Yeah.
And then you like go around the corner and all the other quote top tier gas companies are like 40 cents cheaper than that one because it's just the last one before 10 miles. So, whatever. Sometimes it's just mad. Whatever. Anyway, So, cost of living has gone up. People were bitching about groceries all year, blah, 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 that type of thing. That was like the big thing that people were, most frustrated about because, even your essential groceries and stuff like that have all gone up this year. Whether it's tariffs or cost of living or whatever,
Yeah, I know that's definitely on a lot of people's minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people are struggling to pay their bills, and the housing prices are outrageous now, and then cost of rent has gone up a lot as well.
Yeah. So again, there's just kind of this general, just kind of negative mood in the air because of just lifestyle right now isn't super enjoyable for a lot of folks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That I think fed a lot into the greater populace kind of conversation of 2025 was just like cost of living, da da da. You go online, people are making meme style content about like cost of living and like the loaf of bread is going to be your $20 bill alone and stuff like that. The versus in reality, some of the fast food places are like trying to bring back their own little like dollar and a quarter menu type things. So it's like people are trying to lean into that awareness.
Yeah, I mean, there's some effort to try to help, or increase wages, or maybe lower the tax. Like I know they lowered the sales tax on food here by like 2%, which isn't a lot, but it's something. I know some states are tax-free for food, which I think is better, but
yeah, and instead only tax luxury tax stuff like alcohol and cigarettes and so on.
Yeah, but for regular food items, yeah. And I mean,
with Liz filing as a single mother technically because we're not married, she's had access to the WIC food stamps program for the last 2 years now.
Oh yeah.
Year and a half with Rebecca, so we use that all the time for fruit and eggs and milk and bread and so on. We have access to all that stuff through the WIC card, so that's a thing. Been thankful that that's been an option for us.
And the government shutdown didn't hurt your food stamps at all?
No, I don't believe so. There might have been like a little period or something where it was kind of up in the air, but no, I don't believe so.
Yeah, because I know that was a worry.
Yeah.
Because that shutdown went on for like 2 months almost.
Yeah, I guess so. I actually kind of forgot all about that, but yeah, I guess so.
I think it was the longest one in history, they said, or something.
No, I was working customer service and playing video games, so I don't know. I guess I wasn't paying attention.
True.
And taking care of a child, raising a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, you had other things to contend with, I know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think one of the things that's actually really interesting is that now that my mom has been physically coming over to like help us babysit, I've seen my family like a ton this year because of that. Like, I see my mom at least once a week on average now. You know, probably at least once
Yeah.
every like 7 to 10 days I see her, instead of like sometimes I'd only see her like, you know, the 4 holidays out of the year or whatever it was. So that's been a huge difference. And I know she's gotten a crap ton of satisfaction out of being able to babysit and watch her grow up. She even like messages me like, do you guys need any help this week? You know, I realize, you know, I've come to realize that whenever you guys are like all staffed up, you know, and you guys don't need me to come babysit, I really miss her when I don't get to see her at least like once a week. You know, she's her little
Yeah.
habits and behaviors are changing so quickly. I feel like I almost like miss something if I don't see her. And so yeah, that's an interesting dynamic that one, Rebecca changes all the time, but then two, yeah, like I see my mom all the time now instead of like
Yeah.
almost never. That's a very different feel. And I, you know, hung out with my dad kind of a lot more this year than I have necessarily in previous years as well, which was cool. So that was an interesting kind of shift for me. It's a little more kind of satisfying again when you get to kind of spend time with people that you like. I don't really ever see any friends, but I mean, I guess family's better than not seeing anybody. So
Well, some would argue family's better than friends. That's all you really need.
yeah.
Not that it isn't good to have friends, but you know, it's
It's nice to have both as an option, you know,
Yeah.
of those folk to spend time with, because obviously they you know they meet or fulfill different, you know, roles in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so yeah, in general, I've just, you know, that's why I feel like overall I've just kind of been like happier this year, a little more content. You know, I don't like making this much less money than I am, but again, I feel pretty content. So
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a good thing.
yeah, a lot more just like peace of mind, which is, you know, considered, to quote, the highest human good. So it's like, well, if you just like wake up and you're fucking stressed and go to sleep and you're fucking stressed, it's like, well, that's not good for you. That will just eat at your core existence, and that is definitely something I felt for literally years in a row for the last like several years. Really get better until like the tail end of like 2024, once things at work just kind of got lighter, you know. So
Yeah, so you say you definitely adjusted to you know, the dad life at this point.
yeah, it's definitely getting a lot better. And obviously, like,
Yeah.
you know, I have at this point, you know, still a very large support system of, you know, 3 other people helping me out. So obviously that's drastically different than if we was just Liz and I together and we had to figure it out ourselves.
Yeah.
So there's a very different dynamic there. But no, in general, like, she's just been so much more pleasant to interact with. And, you know, she can play on her own and physically walk around on her own. And I mean, just today, I literally took her up to the park nearby, and we were like playing on the playscape, and she was climbing up onto like the, you know, 8-foot playscape in the air, whatever the hell.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going on the slides together and stuff. It was like super duper fun. So I've just been having more moments like that, and I keep like consistently kind of looking up stuff talking about, you know, distraction and cell phones and shit like that, and how you just need to like just cut that shit, you know, just draw a wedge between that stuff. And I've been trying to do that a lot more. Spend like less time on my phone, that type of thing, and I felt a lot better ever since doing that, especially on the off days where it's just, how about I just literally just sit on the floor and just like play with her for the next like few hours, and that just felt like super good. So yeah, it's just been way more enjoyable.
Yeah, and you were telling me about that one time you were like taking a walk in your old neighborhood.
Yeah, it was like a week and a half ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like I don't think there's anything like, in that moment I was like, this is exactly what I want to be doing right now. This feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was super cool. I was getting all like emotional just like walking down the road. I was like, this feels so good. This is what this feels like, you know.
Yeah. Now you're walking down your childhood neighborhood with your child. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just super wild. So
It's just something special
Yeah,
about
no,
that.
it's starting to seep in a lot more, and things they get hard and then they get easy and they get hard and they get easy, and then something else changes and that's hard. But she's gonna keep ebbing and flowing in terms of our setup with her, but in general, like, she's just been a lot more pleasant to interact with, and actually she's talking and being more playful. She's just like super cute, and she can kind of communicate with us instead of just throwing her hands up and screaming and like, what the hell does that mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's just like the theory, the feeling of kind of like coming home to a comparatively like tense environment is just like starting to kind of wane away. That she's just like been a lot more enjoyable lately. It's just cool.
That's really cool. That's definitely progress.
So, but yeah, like I suppose most young, not young parents, but like early into the youth of a child parents, we can probably go on that, talk about that shit all fucking day. So I'll stop that. But again, I think that's a large piece of like why there was just a very different feel about 2025 than definitely last year. Tail end of last year was pretty freaking horrible in that regard. And most of the time, like in Liz's recovery with the baby, those next like 3 or 4 months after she was born were just fucking horrible. Liz just wanted to die for like every fucking day. She just was so miserable, so unhappy, did not feel that connection to the baby, just felt horrible about herself, just felt miserable every single day during that, especially taking 3 full months off work that she was allowed to take. It's like there was not enough like nuance and variety in her day-to-day life, that it was just fucking miserable. So
Yeah,
I at
that's
least
the
went back
postpartum
to work a
depression.
month later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I at least went back to work like a month later and had other things on my mind to worry about instead of just like, the child will die, the child will die, the child will die all fucking day.
Yeah, I must because when they're that age, I mean, yeah, you gotta like,
It's literally just survival. That's all it
yeah,
is
I
for
mean,
both
like
of you.
you can't leave their side at all. I mean, they gotta be with you. I mean,
And when you do get the chance for them to like go and take a nap or whatever, I mean, it's like you've got seconds to get up to where they are because they just lose their fucking cool when they come to and realize you're not there. It's just
wow.
very different. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that type of stuff. But yeah, definitely different feel because of that. Different feel because I got to see my family a lot more. Different feel because my job isn't as freaking annoying. It's frustrating. About 2 to 4 hours out of each shift. That kind of like 5 p.m. to like 9 p.m. pretty much any day of the week is generally just tough. But in
Yeah.
general, it shuts off. Game over never shut off. It just steamrolled into a giant fucking snowball of bullshit to do the next fucking day.
Yeah, it was just it's just never ending over there. Like, you were always concerned about something work wise.
Yeah.
You were just always it
So
was
much of
always
my-
on your mind.
Yeah, it just consumed so much of my headspace that it was just like I finally had like a good excuse of like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Like, I'm not gonna worry about this anymore. It's like I wanna leave and I wanna go work somewhere else. That's a good reason to just go, okay, I'm not gonna do this anymore then. I won't be able to go work somewhere else if I'm working here. So I need to just decide that I'm gonna leave. As soon as I made that decision, I just felt a lot better. I had some guilt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because of, again, the team I was leaving, and because I take that like really personally to kind of, be a big part of the team. So again, I felt, kind of guilty because of that, just in general. But overall, there was just this like, this is just gonna fucking be over soon, and I don't have to keep doing this anymore. I don't have to keep doing what I'm doing to myself because of, again, the external opinions or of others that feed into like how I have to work here. So yeah, it's just
Yeah.
over. Great. Feels good.
Yeah, so changing jobs and child growing up and getting to enjoy more of that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good thing. And even I've been like,
Having kids.
well, not my own, but yeah, I've actually been having company this year.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. We hadn't brought that up yet. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's definitely a big change.
As
Like,
mundane
actually,
as that sounds.
yeah, actually having like people over to play games with, or even just watch them. Because like local multiplayer is something that I feel like it's not really talked about very much anymore, or it's just like usually it is with your kids now, not with other adults.
Yeah.
And
Because of, like, people are busy lifestyle.
yeah, people are everyone's working now. They all have busy lifestyles. Everybody does, and we just don't have much time anymore to just sit and chill and play something for hours. We just don't really do that, especially if you do have a family and kids and all that. And I understand, but yeah, I've been getting company. Like, this started back in the summer, right? Like July, I think it was, and yeah, I've been having friends come by here, and we've been playing the Wii out of all consoles. Like, yeah.
But again, it's also, you have to also think about the Wii is new and novel to, especially like the girl, that's all brand new to her. So again, it's like that's that fresh coat of paint, those fresh eyes, that see the world in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And
Brings that kind of magic out, where again the rigmarole and the mundanity of it to an adult that was already there playing that 20 years ago is very different. Very cool to see that again.
yeah, again, I mean, that just shows, like, even though the Wii, may not be impressive on a hardware level, it still had a really huge impact. Like, it was a really big deal. And how, like I said, and I've mentioned this before, like, the main idea of the Wii was to get everybody playing games. It was meant to, for it to be, it was supposed to be simple and easy and interactive for anyone to enjoy, and that's still the case today.
Yeah, the fact that someone still can pick up a Wiimote and have some fun with that, with the same piece of software the console shipped with in '06 is just a testament to
Yeah.
The core fun of what that console was supposed to be about.
Yeah, just and also the Wii was also a excellent local multiplayer system. There were a few games that were online that had online play, but the vast majority of them focused on local party games. There was like it was like everyone sat around the couch and had a Wiimote in their hand, and they were playing games together, in the living room, and that's something that's actually missing a lot today, because now everyone's in their phones and we're playing games. We're playing Call of Duty online or Roblox or whatever, and they like to play that too, Roblox, but just everyone getting together and just having a gaming session together as a family or friend group or whatever. That's very novel nowadays, I think.
Yeah.
And it's cool that it can still happen and people can still enjoy that.
I don't know if I can tell you the last time I played locally with somebody.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know the last time I did that.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to ask me, I don't know if I can tell you.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that I think is kind of going away. Like a lot of old stuff.
It's important. 99% of games probably don't ship with multiplayer, and almost none of the big games do.
Yeah, it's as the years go by, it's like people to people interaction is just kind of fading, more and more. Actual physical socializing. because now there's more of an emphasis on, social media and your phones and making videos, and that stuff's all cool, but you can't forget about the other thing too.
Yeah, I think the main key is just that, like, we all the new tools put such an emphasis on, like, the individual,
Yeah, the individual. Yeah, like, oh, this is what you can do to make yourself, stand out, and you can make yourself look good, and this all focuses on you, and that's, in a way, that's bad. Because
this is just the you when we need the Wii U. You know what I'm saying?
right? Yeah, we need the Wii U. Yeah, the Wii U is a different story. And unfortunately, even though it was a good system, it was a good follow-up to the Wii, but we all know that story. It just wasn't. Nintendo just messed it up. They didn't really advertise it very well.
Yeah.
But yeah, about 5 minutes left of 2025. Yeah, and the year's about over.
Yeah.
5 minutes, and so I guess, for me, the past few years have just been kind of like they've been kind of same-ish, really. Especially 2023, 2024, 2022 even, were just, they were meh, they were meh.
Going through the motions, kind of more of the same.
Yeah. And 2025 was a little bit of a shake-up, I guess, a little different. Like I said, some cool stuff, did occur, like, again, having this company now, having people over playing games, that's definitely a good change, for sure, And,
yeah.
And, but I really can't think of anything else. I went camping twice this year. I was hoping to go on 3 camping trips, but that didn't happen. I only went on 2.
Well, you got 4 minutes, so
I can head out right now. And again, the Switch 2 came out. I've been playing, Mario Kart World. I do have Bonanza. Unfortunately, I haven't played that very much. I played it one day on stream here on YouTube, but I haven't played it after that, unfortunately. And this continues my little rant about, like, I just don't play video games as much as I used to. I like the idea of gaming, and I do still want to enjoy it, but I just have so many other interests and hobbies now that it's just hard to focus on just gaming now. Because I've invested in a bunch of other stuff too this year. I have a lot of hi-fi gear. I've been upgrading that stuff, and music and everything. So I've been focusing on that actually more this year than video games.
yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Video game stuff's kind of falling by the wayside for you.
Yeah, and I've been. And my recent videos on YouTube, I think, also reflect that.
I'm glad you got some good traction with that DVD player one, or the DVD changer. I wonder if it's because you showed, like, the technical aspects of it, like how you filmed the mechanisms and stuff moving around. I wonder if that had something to do with that.
It partly might be, or just because, like, oh, this
You
is...
should look at your statistic. You should look at your shit on it and see where people are actually, like, if they're rewinding and stuff. See what people actually gravitated to.
I think
analytics.
that's that's called audience retention, I think. Or something similar to that.
You should look through your analytics and see why that video is doing what it's doing. Where are people coming from? Where are the people finding that video? Where people are they actually watching a bunch of it? Are they rewinding part of it to see something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would look into that, because most of your videos are 10 to 300 views, and this one's all of a sudden like 10,000.
Yeah,
I mean,
nearly
that's something,
10,000.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I was really happy that video did well. Yeah, because most of my videos do not do that well. You know, like if a video gets 1,000 views, I consider that to be, you know, like an exceptional, you know, success.
Yeah,
but to get,
I wonder what's in the recipe of that.
yeah. Well, again, my videos all depend on the algorithm. So like if you know if the algorithm likes it, it'll keep riding that algorithm for at least a little while. But yeah, I'm happy that video did well. I was wanting to put up one more video before the end of the year, but that ended up not happening either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot how many videos I put up this year. I think it may have been like 20-ish, maybe close to 20 or something. So that's not bad.
An average of like 1.5 a month type thing, so that's not bad.
Yeah, I try to keep at least 1 to 2 videos a month. It probably should really be more than that, but I'm content with that.
Yeah.
But alrighty, buddy. We're 30 seconds away. So yeah, 2025 is going to be gone here momentarily. We'll be starting yet another new year. And we'll be talking more about what our hopes for the new year after this. As soon as those fireworks start.
It's going like crazy over here, so.
10 seconds. 10 seconds. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
I even hear little kids
1.
screaming.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
Welcome to January.
January 1st, according to my calendar.
It is January 1st, 2026.
2026.
Yeah. 2026.
Sounds like one of those like random dates they would choose for like some fucking 50s movies. Like in the year 2026, society has locked off.
Man, 2026. It's here now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Believe it, Brett, they made it through the year 2020. We lived to tell the tale.
We did. We did. We survived.
And it's been 5 more years since then. Just one.
Happy New Year, Phil Bob, and Happy New Year to your mom, Jessica. Happy New Year. And I hope it's a good year for all y'all.
Happy New Year, boys and girls.
I hope 2026 is a good year for everybody. Hopefully... Of course, we say it every year, right? It's like, yeah, that's... Yeah. Happy New Year to everybody. Time to party. But we have been partying, right?
I would say so.
I think so, yeah. I mean, if you just, I mean, unless you think talking isn't partying.
That was just kind of boring. Boring.
Yeah, it's probably not fun to watch. I'll agree with that, but...
Guilty.
You know, but... It's probably more fun to listen to, right? Instead of watching.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah, you can watch the countdown, but I mean, it's really about what's going on, what you're hearing, what we're talking about. That's really the big deal. I don't play Jackbox games.
Yeah, the Jackbox stuff is super fun, though. To be honest.
I mean, what is it really? I don't even know what that really is.
They have you like pose questions. So like it'll be like what? Yeah, let me try to come up with something. It'll be like, what is the what is like, I don't know, like a capital of some place? And you know, in some cases, like, you know, you want to have like the right answer, or maybe you actually want to have like the funny answer. And then it's all done through like the players all kind of determine like what ends up kind of being the correct answer and stuff. And so you get like more points for kind of having more quote unquote correct answers that are kind of like voted on and stuff like that. It just kind of organically like comes out of it. But
So it's like a trivia game?
Pardon? Yes. But the reason why it's been so successful is because classically it was like a card game. And then like it was just on cards. And then it, you know, they did like some digital versions on like the PS1 and there was a bunch on the PC. But the key is that in the new space, in the last like kind of 10 years or so, even a little more, it's done now where instead of having to like be present, instead of having to be present and play presently, like multiplayer, split screen, whatever, instead they've set it up so that like someone can just run the program and then everyone else can just like sign in with like a QR style code, like login type thing. So that any and everybody can just use like a phone or something. So now it's up to like 10 player by just being on like a phone or something. So the people, so like streamers play with players.
Okay.
They play with other like people in the chat. So it's kind of become this like streaming phenomenon because of that, because you can get any and everybody to just play with you because they don't need to be on your local machine. They just need to sign in to like the 7-digit like website code that is your game, is your hosted match, if you will.
Okay.
So it's super fun and like in person at parties, and then also it translates really well to the internet because people can just share a link and only one person has to buy a copy of the game, and everybody else can just like join for free using a web applet.
Right.
So
I mean, yeah,
but
that does
the reason
sound
why
like
they've
could
done
be
like
fun.
16
Yeah.
in them or something. So, but in some cases it's like, you know, funny answers, because a lot of times you like type in what your answer is, or like they'll have you like, you know, draw something, and then people will like pick like the funniest like picture and stuff like that, you know, the drawing they like the most or whatever type of thing. So yeah, there's some degrees to it, but yeah.
Okay. That does sound kind of cool.
Yeah, it's neat. I'm also now a moderator. Thanks, Brett.
You're welcome, sir. I thought you already were one, actually. I thought I already did that, but I guess not. But alright.
I'm playing Ikaruga on the Switch, on the HDC, on the CRT monitor in Tate mode on the desk.
Oh.
So I'm playing it Tate. It was badass. But they'll have it squashed to 16:9, so it's still playing postage stamp. But it is very cool.
Yeah, I like Portal 2, I guess, better than Portal 1. But only because Portal 2 is a much bigger game. You know. But, oh yeah, there's a picture you sent me. It's like, oh, you're playing the TVs. Okay, so you're playing, you got the TV sideways because of the game's orientation. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, to make it more like an arcade monitor.
Because you're playing Ikaruga?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Already
Yeah, that's
died,
neat.
but that's what I'm playing.
Happy New Year to Chandler. May you all have a good, happy 2026. And yes, Derek, speaking of 2026.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's here. 2026 is here. I mean, So tell me, what do you want to have happen in 2026? If you can think of anything.
I mean, I need to get married. There's some pressure. in
Yeah,
that
I've been wondering
that
about
needs
that.
to happen. There has been some even very, very recent pressure in that, so that needs to happen.
I mean, I mean, you think it really is going to happen? Like you're gonna tie the knot? You think so? You're announcing
Yeah.
it here right now?
I mean, I guess in that regard, sure, but yeah, I don't know any details, but yes, like that. I know I always say that it's like something that probably needs to happen, and it's something I've discussed off and on, like several times a year with Liz or whatever, because she's just like, when is it going to happen? Just frustratedly. So that needs to happen. It's starting to take an emotional toll on the relationship. So that needs to happen. So better do that. Better figure that shit out. Probably at least in like, at least be engaged probably within this first like half of the year would be very intelligent. And then otherwise,
yeah. Me and Derek are old. We're in our 30s.
yeah, ancient individuals. Wait,
Yeah.
how old are y'all?
Yeah.
How about marriage?
Talk about marriage. Oh no.
Boring.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be 37 this year now. That 40's getting ever so closer, man. I'm not.
I know
liking
you were
it.
grabbing about it in one of the other videos, and here it is.
Yeah, we were talking about the. Yeah, you were showing me that time when I was turned 30, and I was like, I'm not ready to be 30, and I'm like that was 6 years ago,
Yeah, exactly.
Or was it 7 years ago now? Because I turned 30 in 2019, so that must have been 7 years ago.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I turned 30 in 2020, so yeah, different.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's, I guess I can say now I do kind of feel like 30. I guess. You know.
Yeah, obviously having a kid changes that dynamic for me.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm sure you feel like. Yeah, I guess I feel 35, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of like obviously having the kid, and then just kind of like the more kind of like adult type stuff is now happening, and you're with the house, and my parents getting older, that type of thing. I just feel like there's like a combination of those things. It's like, okay, I'm definitely fucking 30.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's. It doesn't help that everyone around me is having babies too.
Yeah.
I mean, I am literally surrounded by baby fever. Like
Gross.
everyone's having babies. Like everybody. I mean, like, yeah, like like my niece, she has 2 girls, and she might be expecting her 3rd child this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know she even had a guy, so okay.
Yeah, I don't know if she knows that for sure, but it possibly could be happening. So yeah.
Okay.
And
You were preoccupied.
and this other girl that I used to know at Walmart, she just had her 2nd child just a few days ago.
6, 7. Sorry, I'm trying to lean into the algorithm.
6, 7.
Her 6th or 7th child.
Yeah, that was very big with the kids this past year, wasn't it? The 6, 7
Yeah,
thing.
6, 7. Happens at
Even
work all the time.
Yeah, the 10-year-old girl that I know, she says it all the time too, and like.
You're like, I guess.
I mean, I heard that it was some kind of demonic reference, but I don't know if that's true. But I don't know.
it's just kids being dumb. I've heard people try to explain it, and it doesn't really seem like it's really anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the
Some people
rule.
say like it implies like, oh, like 6'7", like mid, like, oh, you're just mid or whatever, and it's like, I think it's just
Nah.
some silly nonsense crap. Should I listen to my mom and go to bed, or should I stay up? Big decision.
You probably should listen to your mom, but
I'll say
I mean,
this. It's about Little Debbie's apparently. I'll say this. This is definitely your first decision of the year. That's for sure.
yes, it is. Yeah. Should I listen to my mom or should I go to bed? And
Should I
well-
listen to my mother or tell her to kick rocks? What kind of example are we setting here?
I definitely understand wanting to stay up, because I stay up late every night.
Guilty.
Yeah, I remember when I was a teenager, or or something, I wanted to stay up till at least midnight, if not later. But
My husband is jealous I listen to you more than him.
oh no.
Jellyfish.
Nah, don't be jealous over me. There's no need.
He's a killer.
He's got nothing to worry about.
Brett's a killer.
But thank you, though. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Yeah. Thanks for partaking.
Yeah. Everyone. Yeah, I mean, 2026 is, yeah, that's a really, Like I said, we're in the second half of the decade now. And yeah, again, I was just at the doctor a few days ago, and he actually mentioned the P word. What usually happens when you turn 40? What do they start doing at the doctors?
Yeah, but I don't know what word starts with a P.
You don't?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it took me a second. I was like, colonoscopy? That took me a second. Anyway, yeah.
No, yeah, we're gonna start, but luckily we don't have to do it the traditional way. We just take blood tests.
I know it was a thing.
Yeah, I think that's one way you can do it, but I think the traditional way is still, like, the, quote, best way.
Tap in a glove.
Yeah. Yeah, gotta put that glove on, yeah. Yeah.
Brett's an old, antiquated individual.
I am now, apparently.
No, I'm not familiar with that show. I don't really watch a lot of shows. I like cartoons. I just watch cartoons.
Yeah,
I just like cartoons.
Well, me and my brother were watching The Big Bang Theory earlier this year. When he was
Old ancient show.
yeah, when he was staying here with me, yeah, we started watching season 1, and we were watching them in order, and then by the time he, left, we were about halfway done. I think we were on, like, season, was it 7, 8, or something like that? Like, we were about halfway done with the whole series, and we were enjoying it. Like, it's very funny stuff. We were like,
yeah, I see why it's as popular as it is.
Yeah. I didn't watch Young Sheldon. I mean, it's just. I generally.
Go ahead.
I generally don't like. I shouldn't say don't like, but I just prefer not to follow well, it's not really a reboot either. What's the proper word? It's like a spin-off, I guess you could say, spin-off.
Yeah, that'd probably be the term.
Yeah, spin-off. Yeah, I'm not really, you know, too big into spin-offs, I guess. I mean, reboots can be okay as long as they're done properly and they have, you know, like the right, you know, the original cast back and whatever. I mean, that can work. Like, I didn't mind Fuller House. But you know, but yeah, in general, I'm just not too big into spin-off series.
A lot of times, just kind of get in the weeds.
Mm-hmm.
What was that show about? Weeds. What was that show about?
I've heard it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it just popped in my mind just in that moment when I said that.
Yeah.
I just know it was a thing.
But yeah, so what? Are there any games coming out in 2026 that you're aware of?
Yeah, I'd probably have to look up a list. I'm not super familiar.
Yeah, because I'm all about the games, as you know.
Yeah, I haven't really been following anything to know.
I'm sure there's some more Switch 2 stuff coming out.
Yeah, I'm sure at the very least we're getting interesting-ish Switch 2, interesting-ish PS5. That'd be my guess.
I mean, well, we're getting we are getting some updates for the Animal Crossing game on the Switch.
Yeah, that's right.
Some people are looking forward to that. In fact, I would have like something weird. I was going to pop in the Animal Crossing New Horizons game on the Switch and also have that going for the stream, but I went to do it. I went to the game, and apparently my island's gone.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. It just started me setting up a new island. You know, like I was brand new. So I don't.
Is this on Switch 2 or on Switch 1?
Switch 1.
Okay.
Switch 1.
It's
Yeah.
not that you don't have your. It's not that you don't have like your save file downloaded or something.
It says it doesn't support cloud saves.
Oh, I remember that now.
Yeah, it doesn't support cloud saves.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, but I thought
they don't want you to rewind.
Yeah, but I thought I had another. Because I know when I bought the Switch OLED, I lost my original island that was on my original Switch. But I know I did make a new island on this Switch OLED model. I mean, I haven't played it in a while, but I know I did make it, and now I tried using it, and it was gone. So I don't know what happened.
Odd.
I don't know how I accidentally deleted it, if that's what happened. I don't know how I could have accidentally deleted it or something.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, that's really weird. So I was like, well, I guess I can't do that. I have to make another whole island. I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah, that does have fun.
But something that I am looking forward to coming out in 2026, the Steam Machine, or the Gabe Cube.
The Gabe Cube.
The Gabe Cube. That's right. That's coming out. Was it coming out the first quarter of the year, right?
Yeah, probably.
It should be coming out soon. I think they said it was the first quarter.
Here, I'm looking up, like, quote unquote, what games are coming out. I don't know. I don't recognize any of these games.
Yeah.
They want you to go inside your house, Brett, and show them your doll house.
I'm inside now. I'm trying to get a ranch. Yeah, I'm trying to get a ranch theme going. And yes, I do like trains.
Trains is cool.
Yeah, I had a
Let's see.
train set. Yeah, I had a train set when I was a kid. And I kind of wish I had one now. I just don't have room to set one up. Yep.
Yeah, like set it and leave it.
Yeah, to
Wouldn't
set
really
and
be a
leave
thing.
it. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I remember I used to really like train sets when I was a kid, and they were just so fun to watch.
I guess I'm literally like like this list right here is just for January, and it has like probably like 20 or 30 titles, and I don't recognize any of them. The only one I see
Yeah.
is the Final Fantasy 7 remake, whatever is coming to Switch 2 and series instead of just PS5. Code Vein 2, but basically all these other titles I do not recognize personally. What else is in here? February, Dragon Quest 7, Neo 3, Yakuza Kiwami 3, and Dark Ties. Yakuza series definitely something that's really, really, really come to the forefront in the last several years. And we can owe it all to Adam Corley. Owe it all to Shin. I guess there's a Mario Tennis that comes out in February. Mario Tennis Fever.
Yeah, I think I heard about that. Yeah, there is a Mario Tennis. There is a Mario sports game coming out anyway for the Switch too.
Oh, about Mario Tennis on Twitch.
Was it Switch 2 or Switch 1?
It looks like it's Switch 2.
Switch 2, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you have people like me who bought a third PS5 this year, a PS5 Pro, and you have people like Brett who sold their PS5.
I did, yes, I did sell my PS5. I mean, I kind of didn't want to, but I'm like, well, I'm not playing it. I mean, you know, but in a way, I guess I'm kind of glad I did, because now I can just get the Steam machine and play all my Steam games that I have on my TV or PC, whichever I choose. And then I can and the big thing about that is free online play.
Yeah.
Like, that's the main selling factor for me. Like, you do not have to have a subscription to
mundane.
play online. Yeah.
It sounds so mundane, but Brett's like, I'll use it like 3 times this year, so I don't want to pay $10 a month for something I use 3 times.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, like I currently have Game Pass because they were doing that deal for, get a month for $1 and I've only played like 1 or 2 games. That's it.
Yeah, I get that.
And yeah, but I've actually been playing a lot of pinball recently. I've been playing Pinball FX. It's really fun. I was telling you about those pinball tables I used to have in Pinball Arcade, and that was on PS4. And yeah, I got a lot of those Williams tables that were on Pinball Arcade. And because now they pulled them all, and and you can't buy them anymore.
Yeah.
But I played them a lot back then, and they were really fun. And I just recently went back to pinball and was playing it some more. And I'm like, yeah, this is fun, because like pinball really is a way to, like, because all the sounds and stuff that a pinball machine actually makes just really, like, you hear all that in a real arcade. And when you hear all that coming from and even virtual pinball can still give you that same feeling that that you're really in an arcade because of all the sounds and the flashing lights and stuff that are going on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I really like pinball just for that, fact.
Brett, move down so they can see the gyroid move. They're referring to it as Lloyd. I guess that's what they started naming them in the later
right
games.
here. Yeah.
Apparently Styx is getting a sequel.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that isn't it like a 2013 game or something? I thought that game sold like fucking ass. That game's getting a sequel. Yeah, Styx, Master of Shadows. I felt like I've never heard a person ever talk about that game ever, and it's getting
Yeah.
a sequel. Weird.
That's interesting.
Weird. Yeah, I don't know what. I have epilepsy. I cannot play pinball. Ah, that sucks.
Yeah, that's
Nobody
unfortunate.
like Animal Crossing because it doesn't have flashing.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a 2014 game. What the fuck? It's getting a sequel. Super weird. Weird. Anyway, what else was on here? Resident Evil Requiem comes out in February.
And someone mentioned autism. I'm like,
Yeah, so there was, like,
supposedly-
do you know anyone who's autistic?
me, I guess.
That was what I thought.
Like me, I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, I mean, if something I noticed actually, like, if you're online playing video games online, streaming games online, there's a good choice. There's a good chance you're autistic. Apparently, we're all autistic now. I guess. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, we're just all autistic here online. You know, we're all just becoming autistic.
Good job, Brett. Now you've got the reminiscing about New Leaf.
I mean, New Leaf was. New Leaf was good too.
Would you say it's like the second best? I guess just because of like the magic of this first one.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably the most intelligent one to play, but you
yeah,
know.
like it's definitely like it did do a lot of updates. You know, it definitely did do a lot of updates for the game. But you know, New Horizons though really set the bar. Because because you can practically do anything in that game. You can customize, like, once you get through the game and unlock everything, I mean, you can customize your island whatever, like, however you want. I mean, you can do, you can change the whole landscape if you want. You know, once you eventually get to that point.
Yeah.
And you can move the buildings anywhere. You can choose, like, you literally choose everything. You choose where your house goes. You choose where your islanders go. You choose where the shop goes. Like, it's totally all up to you. So it gives you full control.
Which again, in some way, that takes some things away from Animal Crossing, but at the same time, like, is obviously the way to, you know, further the series, no doubt. You know, there's no denying that. Put the power in the player's hands. Obviously, it's the next thing to change. You know.
Yeah.
There's no denying that.
Yep. And yes. Happy New Year, Phil Bob, and to your cousin Emma. Happy New Year. Enjoy your 2026.
Brett, did you say you played Minecraft when it was like super beta or something like that originally?
I briefly grabbed a copy for a little bit, but I didn't. I never played the online portion.
Yeah, no, I've only played for like a few minutes, so they want you. You're desired.
Oh. Yeah, maybe this is the first year I'll get a girlfriend.
There you go.
Like, you think so? You think that'll be my big story of the year?
I am not holding my breath.
No, thanks, man.
Respectful.
Thanks. I appreciate your support,
not
sir.
holding my breath.
I really appreciate your support. But
Yeah.
yeah. but no though. I mean, I'm honestly not that worried about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm a very independent person, and I don't mind being alone. You know, some people are afraid of being alone. They don't want to be alone, and I understand that, but I've never minded that. I've always been the most comfortable when I'm alone. Like, I pretty much am just a loner, really, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't always want to be. I don't want to be alone all the time. But, you know, in a situation where someone is just always there, and you just don't, and you do give up a lot of the independence and freedom, I just don't know how I would function in that environment.
Yeah.
It would definitely be a really big change, and it would take me time to adjust to that. And
Yeah, I actually wonder if maybe that was something I kind of went through, like the first 2 years of living over here. Was all of a sudden like, there's always people here.
Yeah, and you have to always and you're always self-aware of everything. You have to control yourself more. You gotta be aware of what you're doing, what you say, and you gotta change all that. You know, and when you've been single for all these years, it's just, of course, that's obviously in the later stage when you're living together and everything, and not just dating or hanging out or whatever. But if you do eventually get to that point, yeah, that is something that will be a concern, you know, something to consider later on.
Yeah.
You know, when you get to that point in the relationship. But yeah, I mean, it's good that, I mean, at least you've done your duty. Yeah, you've you know, you have a relationship, you have a child, and you have a family, really, and that's definitely a good thing. It's definitely a good thing to have a family.
Yeah,
Especially
that's the thing I thought was really wild. Was like my sister had sent me. She sent me something like a text message, like a messenger message, or it was like written in a card or something like that. And it was like, "I love you and your cute little family." And I was like, oh, "That's wild."
Yeah. I mean, you know, families are, I don't want to say a dying breed, but families are, they don't, families got a different meaning now, I guess, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's not kind of a given like it seemed to be, years before.
Yeah, families change a lot, too, nowadays.
Yeah.
Someone who's your family member now may not be your family member in the next decade, you know. Just being real, you know.
You're experiencing that?
Yeah, sort of, yeah. Yeah.
What did you end up doing on Christmas Day?
On Christmas Day?
Yeah.
I still went to the place I usually go to. You know, my my niece's, grandparents' house, who used to be my brother's in-laws. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, we still all gathered there, and we still. I still think it went well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, kids are getting a little older now, but there's also some new little kids too that are
that's true,
that are coming into the picture. But yeah,
Yeah, I feel like maybe I didn't recall that you had said that you went over there. So I was like, what did you end up doing? I was
Yeah,
under the impression that you would have hung out with Tammy potentially. So I was just curious.
yeah, yeah. We still had our usual family gather for Christmas. Though we didn't do any. We used to do like Secret Santa and stuff. We did not do that this year. Um, possibly because of just the way the economy is right now.
Yeah.
But we did do it at work though for the first time, so that was a different too.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually got one of those like little, tiny little fridges that you can put cans in. Like you put like 6 cans in it. Those kind of things. Those kind of coolers.
Does it hold like 4 or just like 1?
I thought it was 6. It might be 4, but I thought it was 6.
That would make sense. A 6-pack would make perfect sense.
Yeah, 6 packs. Yeah. You saying you have a child and family but no girlfriend?
That's tough.
Am I reading that right? If I understand you right? Yeah, that's.
But I'm reading.
You have a child and a family, but no girlfriend. Yeah, again, that does happen a lot now. I mean, people just. I feel like people give up on each other, really quickly now.
Yeah, I think again that I wonder if it's just because temptation, the infinite pool of people that are just because of social media feeds and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that. Yeah, because people have more options now than they ever have.
Yeah,
there's always options. There's always more options out there.
Yeah.
And it's now easier than ever to communicate with someone, secretly. And no one else has to know about it. So, I mean...
Yeah, exactly that, too. So it's just like, oh, we can just, message each other on Snapchat, and the messages just get erased, or we're using, Telegram or something like that. That's like, no one will ever know, and then it's like, all right, fuck them. I'm gonna go ditch them and then go get with you. So hi, I'm leaving you today. That type of thing. Blindsided, whatever.
Yeah. So
again, just like the stigma, before it was like, like with someone, like for someone like Sam, for example, it was like, her mom was extremely traditional in the sense of like how marriage is treated. So she's just like, no matter what, my mom's like never gonna leave my dad, even though she's not happy. She's not gonna leave him,
Yeah, and I think that's an unfortunate situation too. Like if you are in a long relationship or a marriage and you're no longer happy, like it shows. Like I can see it. Like I saw it in my parents,
Yeah.
But
that's the reason why my mom was like, I'm out, dude. Like we don't do anything. We don't enjoy each other. I'm not happy at home. Like I don't need to do whatever this is. Like you just do you and I'll just do me. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, and I mean, I get that. Like, yeah. I mean, still, yeah, it's. I mean, I would hope that you try to work it out and try to, make things work. But yeah, I mean, if you're not happy anymore and you're just not feeling it no more and it's been going on for a long time and whatever, I mean, okay, I guess, okay, you gotta stay together because you're married, you're stuck. I mean, I guess that's kind of what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a lifelong promise, and that's a big promise to make, and I think people forget what that promise really means and what it involves.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself the other day, I was like, dude, I never stopped and thought about how 100% different my life would be if my mom didn't leave my dad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My life would be completely different because she moved out.
Mm-hmm.
She moved out.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I was going to school at that time. I was going to school at that time, but I wasn't working when she lived with us.
Mm-hmm.
So like I probably wouldn't have gotten the job I had gotten. I wouldn't have felt the like pressure to go get a job from like my buddy who was like, dude, you should go get a job so we can go like try to ask your dad if we can like live in that other property he has. Like I wouldn't have went and got the job. I wouldn't have gotten the job at Culver's. That wouldn't have happened.
Mm-hmm.
I literally wouldn't have met Liz. I wouldn't have had the child that I have. I was like, dude, my life would have been 100% different because
Yeah, for sure.
the
Yeah.
demeanor would have been different in the home with my mom still there. Because with my dad, it was just like, oh, it was just two bachelors just hanging out all the time, whatever type of thing. It was a drastically different dynamic. You know,
Yeah.
his whole thing was just like, as long as you're not just being a fucking bum around the house, like you can stay here as long as you want. You help me pay bills and, you know, keep things cleaned up reasonably. Like you can stay here as long as you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, that would not have been the dynamic. It would have been so different. My mom was still there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
It'd have been.
I like never clicked. Like even all the times that like, you know, I stayed up till fucking ungodly hours, like none of that would have happened. None of that would have happened if my mom was in the house. None of that.
Yeah, no way, right? She'd be
Would've been
like, "No, Derek, you
completely
go to bed
different.
now."
Yeah, it would have been completely different. And I never stopped and thought about that. But I was driving down I was like running late the other day and I jumped on the toll road to try to make it in time. And so I was just like blisteringly fast driving along and it was just like hitting me like, I've never thought about that.
Mhm.
My life would have been totally different. I literally wouldn't have met Liz. All that stuff wouldn't have happened. I might not have even never end up talking to you again. Like, totally completely different. 100% different. 100% different.
Yeah, I think we've mentioned before about how just one life choice can just completely change your whole life, you know, from that point on. Like, it's just you know, like if my, you know, like if my dad's job didn't close up and we didn't move down here, you know, my life would have been totally different as well.
Yeah.
If you know, if I didn't get that job at Walmart when I did, my life would have started out completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, and of course, if my dad didn't pass away when he did, you know, if he didn't get that cancer and pass away, and he was still alive today, my life also would have been much different.
Yeah. It's just drastically so. It's wild to think.
Yeah. You know, just one event, you know, one life event, whether good or negative, you know, that can just send you down a whole different path.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's life, though. You know. Yeah. I mean, things happen, and you know, I don't believe that your life is predetermined for you. You know, like, you know, like, you know, things just happen because they happen, and you know, you make the choices, you know, on your own, and
Yes.
you know, maybe you've made some bad choices, maybe you've made some good choices, but regardless of all that, you know, this is the outcome. I mean, right now. And this is our situation.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things is people need to realize that like you know, where they are now is the you know, the combined whatever of like the choices they've had in their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't control everything. You know, you can't control
No.
like, you know, someone, you know, setting you up.
You can't control what someone else does.
Bomb. Yeah, you can't control those things, but you can definitely control like, you know, largely what your circumstances are. Like you don't have to go to work tomorrow. You could just not show up. You know, that's completely your choice.
Yeah.
You don't have to live in a house tomorrow. You could just skirt out and go live in the fucking woods somewhere and go hide if you want to. Like you're in complete control of all of that.
Yeah.
And I think people don't realize, like, you know, one, that's a possibility, and then two, and because of those things, that just goes to show that, like, you know, that you need to still take responsibility for, at least partially to some degree, of where you're at. You know, things you do have control over. You know, you can't decide where you were born and stuff like that.
Right.
But, you know, there are plenty of other things you have control over that, you know, you shouldn't, you know, leave up to society or leave up to chance or whatever. That's very, very different.
Yeah.
People that point blame and stuff, especially.
Yeah, that's true. And but I get, some people are just in just really unfortunate situations.
True.
And it might be through no fault of their own. They didn't want to be in that situation, they just are. And now they're trying to get out of it, but they can't. Like I said, a lot of people here, at least in my circle, they're living, they're struggling to pay their bills every month, and and they got family issues, they got they're unhappy, they're all this and that, and I mean, I hear it all the time. Trust me, I hear it all the time. And like even just today, I mean, I spent a lot of time in 2025 on the phone, like a lot of time. I think 2020.
Not even talking to me, even.
Right. This doesn't include talking to you. This is just other people, and like, yeah, like I've spent a lot of time in 2025 talking on the phone. Probably that's 2025 has probably been like the year when I've talked on the phone the most. I don't think I've ever talked on the phone as much as I have in 2025.
Yeah.
And that'll probably continue into 2026 as well. I don't see
it's
it
also
changing.
humorous to know that as you're saying that, I know it wasn't you doing a lot of the talking either.
Oh no, it is not. Trust me, no.
Yeah.
I am the listener.
Yeah, you're good at that.
I've never really been the talker. Talking has never been my specialty. That's probably pretty obvious. But I'm definitely a better listener.
Yeah,
but
you're a great listener, so thank you.
I am. You're welcome, sir.
It's your burdensome superpower, so thank you.
I mean, it's not like it's that difficult, really. I mean, anyone could be a good listener. I mean, you just have to pay attention and just try to sympathize. I mean, is that difficult? Like, is that really hard for people to do? I don't know.
Not if you don't take no shit.
I don't need your negativity in my life. Off with you. Goodbye, sir. Good day, sir.
Die.
Oh yeah, that's something else I didn't mention about 2025. I dressed up for Halloween.
Yeah, which is novel.
Yeah, for the first time ever. That was a really big deal.
Sounds simple, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, dressed up as Willy Wonka from the Chocolate Factory. The Gene Wilder version. And that was fun. The costume wasn't cheap, but it was still fun. Went to a Spirit Halloween as well for the first time. Went shopping in there a couple of times, and that's a cool store. They got a lot of stuff in there.
That's good fun.
Perhaps a bit overpriced, but I mean, it's a themed holiday store. Of course, it's going to be expensive. But yeah, it's fun. Seeing all the decorations, all the costumes, all the stuff they got in there. Yeah, it was cool. And there's even a Spirit Christmas. We don't have those here yet, though. Maybe we'll get them eventually in 1 year.
You said Spirit of Christmas? I don't think I was aware of that.
Yeah, there is a Spirit Christmas store as well. It's just not as wide. It's not as... it's just not as widespread as Spirit Halloween is. But I think they are expanding, I've heard. So maybe they'll eventually come to other areas in the coming years.
I don't think I was aware of that. Neat.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess...
What are some goals or plans that you feel you have for 20 sheep. Ready.
Brady Boob. Honestly, just I mean, just to maintain a steady and content life, I guess. Just keep stacking chips, a little bit, and I definitely spend a bit more than I should. I should probably stop that. I've been buying a lot of stuff on eBay that I probably shouldn't be buying, but I do. And I mean, it doesn't break the bank or anything, but still, I should be, because my eventual goal is to, what's the right word? My goal eventually is to get another house at some point.
Gotcha.
Yeah, maybe move to a different town entirely. Somewhere nearby, probably, but just, but I still think that's way off yet.
Like, still several years out type of thing.
Most
2-3
likely.
years out at least.
Yeah, most likely, yeah. But I'm getting yearly pay raises from my job, so that'll make it a little easier to save up. And so as long as I don't make any other major purchases, or I've also been wanting to do some work to the house I currently own. I should try to fix up the inside a little bit. I want to do some repaint job and some new flooring and stuff like that. So that'll eat into the savings a bit. But yeah, my eventual, my hope is to eventually, have enough for a good down payment on a new house, a bigger house, a nicer house, in a nice neighborhood. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything really fancy or anything. Just something a little bigger than this. Something.
It's been a great starter home for you, but
yes,
not something you want to end up in.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely never plan to stay here forever. This is a good starter home. It's been good for that purpose, but I definitely have kind of outgrown it now. Now that I've gotten a lot of my own stuff, and now I have 2 vehicles as well as a camper, and I got nowhere to park it on my property, and so it'd be nice if I had some more land and a bigger house to put stuff in, and maybe even to possibly raise a family if that ever happens.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to do that here in this house. I mean, it could be done, but it would be pretty tight. It'd be pretty tight quarters. And plus, this home's floor plan is just so open to where, you hear everything.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everything is open. There really is no quiet spot in the house. It's just, the walls are thin, and, the rooms aren't too far apart, and, again, the kitchen, the living room is right next to each other, and the house isn't that big, so sound still travels a lot through the house, so... But anyway, yeah. So my eventual, but that's still a few years away yet. I think it definitely won't be this year. This year's just going to be just continue to save up and see where life takes me. And that being said, I'll probably spend a bunch of money on the Steam machine and the VR headset. Which is probably going to be over $1,000 for both those things.
But who knows?
I mean, that VR headset might be about as much as the Steam machine itself. Yeah, this isn't going to be cheap hardware. I know that. I mean, the Steam machine might be $1,000. That's my fear.
Yeah, especially if it wants to be like pretty competent hardware.
Yeah, it might at least be $800,
And to be
$900.
smaller.
Yeah, it's
And to be small.
right, small too. Yeah, in a compact form.
Especially if they're getting like a custom chipset from Nvidia or something like that.
Mhm.
That is like, the power, the brunt of like a more capable graphics card, but not fucking big 13-inch graphics card. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Anyway,
So,
well, do you want to do something else instead of just sitting here in front of my Animal Crossing home?
I mean, it's you. I mean, the talking's been nice. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly. Bleh.
Like baby still asleep? Still doing well?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've just had the monitor on the whole time, just playing the songs or listening in.
Okay, cool. So everything.
And now pretty much all the fireworks have stopped since like 20, 30 minutes ago, so should be good.
Should be
I
good.
don't see any
Then.
reason for them to start up again at this hour, so probably way in the clear.
Well, good. Good. Goody. Good. But yeah, yeah. So I have good hopes for 2026. At least it's not going to be. Of course, it's the thing, though. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen in a whole year. I mean, anything
Yeah, of
can
course
happen. Yeah, I mean.
You could have an emergency, or you could meet somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, a lot can happen in 365 days. So I mean, yeah. So I guess all we can do is just be ready for it.
Yeah, there you go.
Just be ready for it. But yeah, I mean, I've definitely thought about as I approach 40, like what do I really want to do?
Yeah, you mean like you're saying like what is your calling, or what's like
I
You know,
guess
what do you want your life to kind of change to?
Yeah, like what yeah, am I content with my life as it is now? Do I want to just continue being single and just keep living the single life and enjoying as much as I can, or should I try to get involved with someone and see how that goes? I just don't know what the right move is, really.
Yeah.
Especially from what outside sources tell me. From certain individuals. It's like maybe I am better off, where I'm at right now. Why give that up?
Yeah, I mean, there's different ways to look at it. You have certain, what the term is, like, the ability to enjoy certain things, and then you obviously have these other, some might say just like these empty holes that are never fulfilled for you at the same time. So it's like what does you have to decide what you want. That's all that matters. It's if it does or doesn't matter to you is all that is actually important.
Now that's probably my problem. I just don't really know what I want, really. Like, I don't know what would make me happy. Like, I mean, I may not always be happy now, but if I put myself in a whole different life situation, would I be happier that way?
Yeah.
Or would I feel worse? And so that's it's like that's what I fear.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Go ahead.
Because I'm such a routine person.
Yeah.
Even my brother notices this and thinks this. Like if something happens that's outside my that breaks my routine, or it's really outside of it, it really bothers me.
Yeah.
It bothers me just to the point so much where it affects my sleep, and it affects other things about me, and it just really bothers me. So it's like, I mean, even though I don't want to be alone all the time, it's maybe I should just for the better of myself, and even for the other individual, it might be best if I just keep to myself. because otherwise it'd just be more stressful for both of us.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I'll be in a moment, where all of a sudden I want to do a particular thing or whatever. I've told myself like this is the thing I'm gonna do, and then something within the family like comes up, and it's like, all right, well, throw that out the fucking window.
Yeah.
That happened on Tuesday,
Yeah.
where I was like, oh, I'm gonna go upstairs and go take a nap, and then something else happened where it was like, oh wait, something suddenly changed that I thought otherwise was gonna be like 30 minutes or like an hour later or something like that would be different. I was like, oh, well, I guess throw my nap idea out of the window. Let me basically get up and put my clothes back on and go do the thing now that otherwise I thought was going to be like another hour from now. So
Right.
Family stuff, like stuff comes up type of thing. So yeah, I get that. If you're not like, cool with that, then yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, you gotta be ready for it, for sure.
Stuff just comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll, frustrate you is the key. So you have to make sure that you stay flexible in that regard.
Yeah, like I said, I'm still trying to figure that out. Just, because there's other things in life I do want to experience, but at the same time, I mean, maybe I'm just, maybe I'm accepting of the fact that maybe it won't happen. Or I've already accepted the possibility that, hey, that may not ever happen, and I'll just have to be okay with it.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's different, if you're referring to like a relationship, because obviously that involves another person. It involves, input
Yes.
from another person. That's more dramatic than just like, oh, I did or didn't save up money to take this trip that I want to do, this fall, whatever. Those are two totally different things. Where there's 3 variables versus hundreds of variables.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like those aren't apple to apple, apples to oranges. Much more dramatic than that. So.
Yeah, and because sometimes it's hard to even live with myself. I can't imagine having someone else in the mix too. Having someone else there to, worry about or, think about. Attending to their needs as well as my own. Balancing that, it would definitely take time.
Yeah. Like I remember one of the first things for me was like, I remember years ago, there was a large pocket of time where I always had Wednesdays off.
Mm-hmm.
Always had Wednesdays off, and like, I remember when all of a sudden that started changing and people started like wanting to hang out with me or do certain things on like Wednesdays or whatever. I was like, no, those are like my days to just fucking
this is me time.
None.
Yeah.
If I just want to like sit at the house all fucking day, that's me. If I want to go see a friend, that's me. If I want to fucking go to the game stores or something like that, or go out to eat or whatever, like that's me. Like, don't fucking ask me to do stuff on Wednesday. That's the day that like I get to fucking decide stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember when all of a sudden I started like kind of losing that because of relationships or whatever. It was like really frustrating for me initially, where I just had this like subconscious thing that like Wednesdays are these protected like me days. It's not an official thing, but it's what actually happens, and it's what my mind like looks forward to. So yeah, I would get like invitations to do something or whatever. I'm just like, I just wanted to fucking just be me today. I don't want to fucking go do this other thing, and like, so I would feel bad about not going and doing the thing, and that's obviously way in the past now. But an example of like, the type of there's an example of like when you have this preconceived notion of how something's going to go, and then it does not, and you're just like, I don't want to. Very, very different feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, there's sacrifice, of course, needed. That's the thing about a relationship or having a family. It's no longer all about you. Yeah. It's, now it's about the other person. And I think people forget that too. Like, you know, when you're with someone, it's not about you. You're supposed to be thinking about them, and they're supposed to be thinking about you. That's the only way it's going to work. You know, like, if you're with someone and you're still just trying to make yourself happy and focused on yourself, and they're still focusing on themselves, trying to make themselves happy, well, then you know, why are you even together for? What's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, that ain't going to work. You know, because they're both just going to feel left out. You're not exchanging anything. It's not a fair. It's not a. You're not giving and taking. You're just trying to do it all yourself still.
Yeah.
And so. Yeah, so I don't know, but I feel like there's a lot of that going on. But. And sometimes I also think, well, I'm so old now, you know, like 36, going on 37 now. It's like, why get with someone now? So I can have my first breakup? You know, something I should have experienced 20 years ago. I mean, like, you know, it's kind of late now for that. You know, it's like, it might just kind of...
That's the main thing that is actually more the reality of this is that, you know, the if you were to be interested in somebody, the likelihood of that other person not having already had a relationship is just increasingly, you know, smaller and smaller.
Oh,
you know, there's
indeed,
definitely folk out there, but like, I feel like for girls, I feel like even like girls, like someone's like, do you want to go out? You know, like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Just
Practically
reality,
everyone is going to have more experience than me. I'm a very unique situation, a very unique individual.
Yeah.
And, you know, and practically everyone my age is going to have way more experience than me. They've either been married or they at least have had a long-term relationship. They have kids, you know, possibly by different partners even. So there's multiple baby daddies, and that brings forth its own drama and its own issues, perhaps. And so it's like, you know, do I really want to get involved with that? You know, do I want to put myself in there just for the sake of being with someone? I mean, you know, she would have to be a really special person to me for that to happen, I think.
Oh, special.
It couldn't just be anyone I just met, you know, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I make it. Because, I mean, it's easy to spot just attractive women walking around, but actually having a connection with them is a lot different. And them connecting with you.
Yeah, it's more the reality. It's like, do they, you know, does the girl like you? That's the baseline thought, you know.
It's like, oh yeah, I mean, she looks nice, but I mean, she doesn't know me. I don't know her. I mean, nothing's gonna happen. You know, that's not the reason to get with someone, really. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
But anyhow, Derek, I guess this is a good time to close it up. And
Also,
what I think I'll do is we'll end the YouTube stream. But if you're up for it, we could still play something for like an hour. Maybe we'll play some more Donkey Kong Country.
migrate that potentially to a Twitch stream or something.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that on Twitch instead of doing that on here, because this is the Animal Crossing stream. You know.
Yeah.
This is the
Taint that.
Yeah, this is the Animal Crossing portion. But you know, but if you if you are still watching live at this point, you can follow me on Twitch as Bold Fusion, and might be doing some streams on there and playing some game stuff on there. So, but for now though, I guess. Once again, Happy New Year, everybody. And
Yeah.
you know, I hope 2026 is a good year for everybody. Hope good things happen, and for those expecting kids this year, you know, good luck with that and everything. And if you already have a kid, like you, Derek, well, continue to enjoy your time with him.
If you're having your first kid this year, just sleep. When you're able to sleep, just sleep.
Yeah.
And good God, if you can physically not be in the house, don't fucking be in the house for at least a little bit. Because I did that, was in the house for like a month, and I felt fucking horrible. Just, you know, especially as someone who is overly active, and I don't mean exercise, I mean like physically running around all the goddamn time at work. To all of a sudden just not fucking do anything for like a month was just like the weirdest fucking unsatisfying experience I've had in a very long time. You know,
yeah, definitely unsettling. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's the part of. And this is the last thing I'll say. It's definitely, you know, the mother really sacrifices the most. You know, for the first, like, you know, for any child she gives birth to, she takes the brunt of it. So, gotta give props to the mamas. Because they do a lot.
But anyway, thank you for watching, any and everybody. Thank you for Higgity coming biggity by over Higgity here and Chiggity checking it out. We appreciate it.
Yes.
And
yes, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for chatting. And again, Happy New Year. Hope everyone has a Happy New Year. And let's make 2026 a good one. I should be having my, maybe I'll make my room tour collection video later today on the first of the year. Maybe I'll do that. 'Cause I go back to work Friday. I gotta keep in mind myself, I actually have a job.
Yeah.
Because I've been off since December 20th. So I've been off a while, and I'm starting to get used to it, so that's a good time to go back to work, to remind myself that I still have a job. I still gotta go to it every day. Yeah. So, alright, Derek. Thanks again for being here. Thanks for being here for New Year's, as always. And look forward to doing it again next year. We'll make another one. We'll do it again.
Thank you, boys and girls. Y'all be well and make 2026 a great one. I'm literally sitting here like retallying finances and stuff like that right now. So yeah, make this year a good one, folks.
Yes. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching again. Happy New Year. And you guys have a good one and take care.
Aces.
Peace, y'all.